Continuing our radio-thon with STEP, which is the Support the Enlisted Project, and welcoming into the studio now Philip and Rosa. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
We really do appreciate having you in here because I know you guys have kind of an example of what STEP is doing for people. First of all, let me talk with Philip, who's hiding. He says Rosa's the one that has all the information, and it's probably wise. I let my wife do the talking too.
Yes,
so talk to me a little bit about what your situation is here and where you were when you had to go to STEP services. How long have you been in the military?
I've been in the military right now for a year so far.
All right, and at the time that you needed the help of the Support the Enlisted Project, what was the pay grade that you were at the time?
I was at an E1.
Okay, and so obviously that's not bringing in a whole lot of money at the time.
No, it's not.
And you guys have a beautiful child over here, right? Is it just one? Just one so
three.
far?
We
you
have three.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. See,
And
I
this
made
is
the
Gabriel?
same mistake.
Yeah, that's Gabriel.
Okay, so you got 3 kids, and obviously, did you pick the cute one to bring in? Is that did the other 2 not make the cut?
No, the other 2 got to go to school.
So tell me what was going on when you guys kind of realized we're in deep right now and we need some help from Support the Enlisted.
It was basically either lose our car of him getting back and forth to work or buy food for our children to eat. So that's what made us call.
What was going through your mind when you were faced with this big decision? You have this big payment that you need to make to fix the car and feeding the kids. Did you know that you could do this and get some reaction?
Well, there's not really a lot of help as they make it sound for military families because they believe that we get so much help. But our help is just limited to a certain as for being a civilian. Because when I was a civilian, I was getting help from the government. So now that we are a part of the government, it's like they hinder some of our help, to a certain extent. So when the Fleet and Family had told us about the STEP program, we called and explained our situation, and they were more than helpful, and they also gave us $250 for gift certificates to the commissary so we could get groceries as well.
And got the car fixed?
And got the car fixed. The car cost $4,000.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, who was riding the car that hard?
Nobody was riding the car that hard.
No, nobody was being rough on the car.
No, it's just it was a mechanical problem that nobody could tell. The timing retentioners came loose, which caused the timing belt to snap and completely mess up my heads. So
I'm gonna have PJ translate that for me as soon as you guys are done. So.
I know. I have all these car problems, though, and it definitely weighs on you. What was going through your mind then when you were thinking about, okay, what are we going to do here? This is a big amount of money.
Yes, it was. Well, we was weighing out our options. I tried to fix the car myself, and then I didn't know that it was that serious of a problem.
Well, yeah, the timing retentioners broke the twister fester belt.
Yeah, but it was a real stressful situation because, like we said, I was an E1, didn't have the money at the time, so it was a real difficult situation. We called the bank to see if they would help us out, and they basically just gave us a one-way ultimatum that this would have put us deeper in debt.
Oh, no.
So.
Yeah.
My wife found out about the program, which was a blessing. They, like she said, no hassles. They did more than enough, and we're very appreciative of it because I didn't have $4,000 to get a new engine put into the car.
Yeah, I don't have $4,000. Linda, can I borrow $4,000?
But for STEP, I mean, if you saw some other families that were struggling, what would you tell them about?
Oh, as a matter of fact, people, I'm pretty well known.
We do inform them.
Yeah, I'm pretty well known around the boat because of my job. I'm a service person, so I deal with a lot of people. And they ask me all the time, and I tell people who's going through problems if I'm standing around and hear a shipmate or somebody like that talking about their problems. I do tell them about the STEP program. And my coworkers that I work with, they knew about my situation. They asked me about it, and I was like, well, the STEP program, they asked me what it is to support the enlisted personnel. And then every couple of them have looked it up and stuff like that, and I don't know if they went through with them.
But they checked it out.
They checked it out at least.
All right.
So I do inform people about this program because, like my wife said, you don't always have the best of help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why you came out here to talk about it. So
Yes, ma'am.
we
All
appreciate
right.
that.
The Support the Enlisted Project, find out more at kogo.com, keyword STEP. It's also where you can go to make a donation and help out because, as you're hearing, service members don't always have all the different resources that sometimes we tend to think that they might. So Support the Enlisted Project, kogo.com, keyword STEP. Philip, Rosa, thank you so much for being in here.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bringing the
Thank
cute
you.
kid, too.
No problem.
Thank
good.
you.
And, if you don't want to go online, you can also make a donation by calling 858-695-6810. 858-695-6810. That's how we're working it today with the Support the Enlisted Project and our Radiothon. We'll continue on with that here in a bit. I do want to give a heads up, though, for people that are wanting some of the other material that you've missed on the program today. You'll find it on the Merrill page. The joke that we gave with Hank Bauer here about President Obama. Can you forgive President Obama for the Obamacare lies? And you can vote there. Are unplugged people free or are they freaks? You'll be able to vote again on the Merrill page at kogo.com. Also getting your kids ready for college. You're going to want to delete their Facebook page. And what 80-year-old is still trying to shake it? All on kogo.com. Just how normal are you? Well, if you listen to David Moy, the Huffington Post's Weird News, you seem pretty darn boring. David tells you just how weird other people are at 8:25 on The Voice of America. We're going to talk with George Chamberlain. He's got a military story to be able to share with us as well as we continue to support the enlisted with our STEP Radiothon this morning.
News Radio 600 Kogo. Available anywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. Download it now at kogo.com.
Chris Merrill, the Voice of Merrill. It's News Radio 600 Kogo, our Support the Enlisted Project Radiothon continuing today. If you want to find out more about the organization itself, STEP, which is Support the Enlisted Project, just go to stepsocal.org. It's stepsocal.org and find out more about the organization. You can also make donations through there. We are directing people today to our donation site at kogo.com. Just click on Linda's pretty face or my ugly mug, and either way, you're going to go to the donation site where you can make a donation to help support the enlisted and those who are transitioning out of the military right now. Here's an organization, and George Chamberlain is joining me right now. George, we talk about money matters. Well, boy, money sure matters in this case. $35,000 a month on average, and of course during those peak times like back to school and the holidays, the need can jump up to $70,000 a month for a number of our enlisted and recently transitioned.
You know, Chris, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I try to help out whenever I can, doing educational workshops for a lot of the people in the Navy and the Marine Corps here in the county. And, you know, one of the things it all comes down to is the readiness of our the men and women who serve this country. And if their minds are preoccupied with financial issues while they're deployed or as they prepare to be deployed, it reduces their ability to do their job that they have been tasked to do. And so there has to be an ongoing effort by everyone in all of the communities, but especially here in our own backyard to help these people out. I live up in Vista. I always tell people, many a night I go to sleep, lulled to sleep by the sound of artillery in being at Camp Pendleton. And I mean that sincerely.
Yeah.
It is one of the most peace of mind generating events that I can have, because I know that these men and women are doing just so much to protect us. And what are we doing in return? Not nearly enough.
Sure.
And this is a great thing you're doing today.
You talk about programs that you work with as far as trying to educate. What is it when people come in and you talk to the enlisted? Is it, are they just without that background at all? Are the schools letting down a number of our high school graduates and not giving basic understandings, or what?
Yes to all of the above.
Okay.
My son was in the Navy, and he was stationed actually at Camp Pendleton at the naval operations up there.
Yeah.
And this was quite a few years ago, and he asked me to come up and talk to the guys that he worked with there, and I went in, and they were all like 21, 22 years old, if that, you know. Yeah. And I said, "How many of you have a life insurance policy?" And they all raised their hand, and I go, "How do you have a family?" "No." "Do you have a house that and no." "Then why do you have a life insurance policy?" Because somebody told me I should have.
I needed to have one, right?
Yeah,
and I don't think they understand what the insurance is.
Exactly.
Right. They just thought as an adult I need something.
Right, and so it comes down to just simple, common sense things about how to manage your money. I'm having a feature on my show that on Monday, Veterans Day, the Investor Protection Council, which is a nonprofit big organization, is having an all-day free access online event to allow enlisted people, active duty and veterans, to call in and get free financial counseling. They're teaming up with Kiplinger's, the big financial media company, and it's going to be a great opportunity for them to do that. So we're going to preview it on the show Sunday between 11 and 1 o'clock, and a couple other vet-related things we're doing on the show.
Very good, George Chamberlain. And George, I'm looking forward to the Money Matters show this Sunday. Now,
all right, buddy.
We also are continuing our radiothon with Support the Enlisted Project at Kogo.com, keyword STEP. We're challenging businesses across San Diego to make a donation. And then, you know what? I know you see them at all the different trade shows and things like that. So make a donation, then call your buddy who's kind of your competition, but you're all in the same business together. Call your buddy and go, hey, I just made a donation for my company. What are you going to do? Challenge the other people within your field as well, and let's just make this money go to try to help out our enlisted and our recently transitioned veterans. Again, Kogo.com, and just click on Linda's face, or you can use keyword STEP. Also, make a phone call if you like to 858-695-6810. That is the phone number to get with STEP and make a donation over the phone. 858-695-6810. Well, every Friday, we talk with David Moy, who's a staff writer at the Huffington Post. He specializes in weird news and some dumb crime. And David is a media professional, got 25 years of experience, and most people just plagiarize his work. I know I do every time I repost on Facebook, but I don't think you mind so much when we're getting that word out there for you. Am I right?
No. I am absolutely happy to, have my stuff posted. Where it bothers me is when the British journalists pretty much lift, and it's always the wankers who just pretty much take my stuff part and parcel.
Right, mind the gap.
Oh, it's all in good fun, Chapo, when you try and say, I did this. Oh, well, the Daily Mail one time even changed the timestamp on a story so they could argue that they wrote it beforehand. I said, you're using the same quotes that I did, So that's what I hate.
So, David, I was seeing this posted. In fact, I saw it a few places, and I just was talking with our friends at KGB here, the classic rock station of the building, and they brought up your story, actually. This happens to me all the time, where people will send me a story, and I go, yeah, David's a guest on the show. We're talking about it on Friday. And that is Mark Parisi, who is a tightwad, and he has decided that he has appendages he no longer needs. So,
well, the thing is that he has a pretty good business, like doing marketing in Las Vegas, but at the same time, he doesn't like to spend his own money. So what he does is he participates in medical trials. He was going to get $25,000 to have his heart stopped, and then have his heart stopped, and then be followed for 2 weeks and see how he goes. But the FDA, for some reason, kind of got in the way. So he was looking around for another way to supplement his income, and he's willing to have a testicle removed for, so that it can be studied, and then have an artificial one put in.
Yeah.
And, because I guess, he wasn't using it. I guess this is.
No, I suppose not. And so he's getting a nudicle like the dog gets, right?
Yeah, but they don't. In fact, they don't allow nudicles to be used in humans, even though they've tried to do. And I guess this is what a test for. I guess this was a test for something like that. But he went. They haven't said whether or not he's actually gone ahead with this, because this was on a TLC show called Extreme Tightwads, and they tend to be extreme cheapskates, and TLC tends to be really extremely cheap about providing information about these natural questions, because they say, well, we want the public to get it for the first time when they watch it. And they got really mad at me one time when they had this big fat guy, will the fat man live? And it's like, well,
I remember that.
Yeah, and I ended up looking up his biography. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, he died. I mentioned that story. We just really feel like you're ruining it for the readers, the drama. It's like a man died, and you're worried about the drama. So it's like
I guess I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at the guy dying. I'm just laughing at how ridiculous media is right now.
Right. Well, it's everybody. It's a very competitive sort of thing. So here's a guy. He doesn't have. I guess he's